packed program scheduled for you tonight. There will be some speeches, a couple of dances, and of course, the main attraction, the performance of Building Bridges, Sharing Hope. Please refer to your program for details, as an introduction to all the performers. To start this exciting evening, I'd like to ask Dr. Salim Qureshi to come up here and say the welcome speech.
Thank you, Muhammad, very much. While I was waiting for the program to start, I was informed that Muhammad hadn't appeared, and that in his absence, it will be my wife who will be doing this job. And I was simply wondering, how would it be that a wife would be asking her husband to come and speak, which is something very unnatural. Wives never ask husbands to speak. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am very pleased to be here, standing before you as Vice President of Bazm-e-Sukhan. I would like to welcome you all, including our chief guest. And I will be introducing the chief guest in a little time. But first, let me say something about Bazm-e-Sukhan. Bazm-e-Sukhan is a literary society, and it holds literary functions. Kishwar, who is the soul and the motor behind the entire association and its activities, is a very well-known poet, and therefore there are so many gatherings of the poets, and that has made the cultural scene of Edmonton very rich by providing an exceptionally high level of cultural activities for the edification of immigrants from South Asia. Now, Bazm-e-Sukhan, in addition to being the literary society, is also running a program of service to different levels of people within the community, like the youths and the seniors. The library provides service in several languages: Urdu, Hindi, Arabic, Punjabi. It provides magazines, audios, and videos. It also provides translation and interpretation service. It holds language classes in all of these 4 languages. For the youth, it provides the service of teaching the languages, essay writing, and other programs and services. But I think the most important is the service that the library provides to the seniors. Seniors are at a loss in a culture which is different from the one they have left, and they need some place where they can assemble and be able to feel at home. So the library provides seniors with government programs, information in their mother tongue, promotes health and well-being, and helps them overcome language and cultural barriers. And of course, it provides entertainment through social gatherings. Now, the play this evening, since it is going to be basically in Urdu, let me just say a few words. It is actually a take on the immigrants who come from a culture which is different from the prevailing culture in Canada. But they behave here in more or less the same way as they behaved back at home. And they think they are being very proper here, but they're being proper in their context, and in many cases, that proper behavior sometimes becomes a little bit dangerous, as you will notice. A number of people are taking part in that play, and I hope you will enjoy. But there is one message which I want to convey to those people who might have some ability to help. The library has been run for 5 years on a shoestring budget. We have received no help with the paying of the rents. We have been trying to raise rent money privately, and we have been relying upon the generosity of people who are interested in the program of the library. So the survival of the library is precarious. And this is a message and a request that if there is any way to find, to help with the payment of rent, the library will be able to continue to provide the service it provides. And I hope that some people will be able to come forward and do something about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Qureshi. Sorry for being late. We're late, but it started at 8:15. We should have started at 8, but we follow, talking about cultural barriers, we follow mountain stretchable time. Most of us do anyways. And now, someone who's been culturally and politically active for 14 years, or so says his website, who's also our current MLA for Edmonton Ellerslie. Please help me welcome Mr. Bharat Agnihotri.
Thank you, Mohammed. Mr. David Kilgore, Member of Parliament, Mr. Raj Pannu, MLA, Edmonton Strathcona, Mr. Qureshi, distinguished guest, ladies and gentlemen. I'm extremely delighted to be here with you tonight as you hold a stage play on South Asian immigrant families, namely building bridges, sharing hopes. As we all know, Canadian society is based on respect for the diversity of cultures, where immigrants are expected to learn about Canada. But they are also encouraged to teach their neighbors about their own countries of origin. My friends, you are all Canadians, of course, and your present is here, but your past is in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, or any other country of your origin. These countries, rich in tradition and history, have permitted your identities and left their mark on you. Bazm-e-Sukhan, Literary and Cultural Society of Edmonton, is doing a marvelous job in helping, guiding, teaching, solving the problems of new immigrants in this country. I applaud the tremendous efforts of President Kishore Ghani and Board of Directors of Bazm-e-Sukhan, Cultural Society of Edmonton, for your hard work in making this event a great success. Your contribution will also enrich not only members of East Indian community, but community at large. Once again, thank you for inviting. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Agnihotri. Once again, I'd like to invite Dr. Salim Qureshi to introduce the guest of honor.
At home, I pine for putting in a word in the discussions on the major issues of domestic life. And here, I have been given a second chance to speak. I am really fortunate today. David Kilgore needs no introduction. Now, I was supposed to get a detailed biography of Mr. Kilgore so that I could look at it and tell you about all his great achievements. But I don't have that. However, David and I are old liberals, and we have been together for many, many years. I will point out two aspects. David, as a member of the liberal government, was responsible for East Asia. He was responsible for Latin America, and he has been providing tireless service on behalf of Africa. But it's not what he does as a minister. There's something more. David is one of those politicians who really represents his constituents, and not only that, he represents the concerns of people that he feels could be his constituents. David has been what should I say? He has been the mouth and the tongue of the people who do not have a platform in the higher councils of the government. And we are very fortunate to have someone like David Kilgour among us today. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kilgour.
Thank you very much. Now this will be very short, ladies and gentlemen, dignitaries, dear friends. By the way, Salim, I used to be a conservative. So when you say we've been liberals for a long, long time, I don't know what he's talking about. Yes, but listen, how do you speak? Can you imagine heckling during a little talk like this? These politicians. This is the one who can't get in a word edgewise at home too, and he's heckling the speaker that he just introduced. No, I haven't read this transcript. It's a little hard to introduce a play when you haven't read it. But I would like. There's one of the characters in the play is a lady called Ruby, and you might enjoy this story. I think I know a woman called Ruby who came to observe the elections in Ukraine. Ladies and gentlemen, we got on the train. We traveled for 15 hours. You ever traveled on a train for 15 hours? To about 20 kilometers from the Russian border. It was Luhansk. They voted 95%, I think, in that area for the bad guy. But in any event, Ruby was from Queens, New York. She's observed all 3 elections in Ukraine. She's observed in the Balkans. She's a very, very confident. She writes for Sesame Street. She's got just about everything. But her partner, her co-chair for this election was a Swiss. Anyone here from Switzerland? Oh dear, oh dear. Well, believe it or not, he started off by telling her that he didn't think that women were competent enough, stable enough to be in positions like hers. We spent the next 6 hours trying to calm her down and to calm him down. Anyway, that's, maybe there's a cultural lesson there too, Swiss and Americans or something. Congratulations to the Alberta Communications TV development, the Human Rights, Citizenship, Multiculturalism for doing this. I think it's marvelous that they're helping to fund this program. Why do we have to buy tickets? No, I shouldn't have said that. It looks like it's going to be very interesting, and I'm honored to be here, and I wish the actors who wish I'd get off the stage every success in what I'm sure will be a marvelous performance. Thank you.
Thanks, David. I hope you enjoy the presentation tonight. Well, next on the agenda, we're pleased to have some dancing entertainment for you tonight provided by Dance Expression. The group consists of 2 very talented young dancers who excel in various dance forms. The performers are Shabina Ramji and Jenna Alice Christofiak. Jenna and Shabina would like to thank the Bazm-e-Sukhan Literary and Cultural Society for inviting them to perform for you tonight. For tonight's performances, the 2 performers will be performing dances in the Mujra style. The Mujra style was born in the Mughal period in India, about 1200 AD. Derived from the classical dance form of Kathak, the Mujra was often performed on special occasions such as weddings, musical nights, and birthdays. The Mujra was usually accompanied by live musicians, and the dancer would often sing a ghazal or Urdu love poetry while dancing. Tonight, Jenna and Shabina will recreate this dance form and will dance to a medley of popular songs from Pakiza, Umrao Jan, and Mughal-e-Azam. The dance training has been provided by Amika Kushwaha, a professional Kathak dancer in Edmonton. Please welcome Jenna and Shabina.
बस एक बार मेरा कहा, बस एक बार मेरा कहा मान लीजिए, बस एक बार मेरा कहा मान लीजिए, दिल चीज क्या है आप मेरी जान लीजिए। इस अंजुमन में आपको, इस अंजुमन में इस अंजुमन में आपको, इस अंजुमन में आपको आना है बार बार, आना है बार बार। दीवारों दर को गौर से, दीवारों दर को गौर से पहचान लीजिए, दीवारों दर को गौर से पहचान लीजिए, दिल चीज क्या है आप मेरी जान लीजिए, बस एक बार, बस एक बार, बस एक बार मेरा कहा मान लीजिए, मान लीजिए, मान लीजिए।
Wasn't that amazing? Thank you, Jenna and Shabina. Wasn't that amazing? Let's give them another round of applause, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Very well done. Just physical factors alone can make the world a different place for each of us. But there's another kind of perceptual gap that often blocks communication. The gap between people of different backgrounds, different cultures. Every culture has its own view of looking at the world. The most obvious cross-cultural problems arise out of poor communication from one language to another. There are corporate examples of this as well. Chevrolet's Nova did not do well in Latin America. Later, they figured out that the word Nova in Spanish means does not go. And if a car says does not go in its name, it wasn't going to do well. Another example of this it was a sign in a Japanese hotel. When a large group of American visitors arrived, they were stunned to see a transliterated sign at the entrance of the hotel. Please take advantage of the chambermaid. The following play, Building Bridges, Sharing Hope, deals with the communication problems that result between family, friends, and cultures. And play will be starting in about 2 to 5 minutes. Thanks.
यहाँ आके आ गए हैं और हमें भी ला डाला हैं? अरे कहाँ कहाँ, हमने तो ख्वाब में भी नहीं देखा था कि यहाँ आएंगे। अरे भाई बेगम, अरे कहाँ हो तुम भाई? बेगम, बेगम।
अरे आ रही हूँ। क्यों इतना शोर मचाए जा रहे हो?
पान लेती आना।
अरे बड़ी मुश्किल से असलम ये थोड़े से पान लेकर आया है। अब ये नहीं कि हर वक्त उसे बस मुंह में ग्लोरी डाल के चबाते रहो और बस इधर उधर पिचकारियां मारते फिरो। जरा संभाल के इस्तेमाल करना।
बेगम, आप हमें जो है, आप मुजरिम और सिपाही का खेल हमारे साथ न खेलें। हमारे साथ पहले ही वाक़या हो चुका है और सिपाही बनकर मुजरिम की तरह हमें टिकट देने की कोशिश ना करें, क्योंकि हम ले आए हैं। हाँ,
अरे क्या हुआ, कुछ मुझे भी तो पता चले।
अरे बेगम,
क्यों इतना गुस्सा हो रहे हो, क्यों इतने परेशान हो?
अरे बेगम क्या कहें भाई, सुबह ही सुबह हमारा दिल घबराया। एक तो ये बंद घर हमें कैद खाना लगने लगता है, बाहर जाकर जरा कदमी की जाए। कयामत टूटी। हम गए, पहले तो हमने वजनी बूट चढ़ाए, फिर इतना भारी भरकम कोट चढ़ाया अपने ऊपर। ये सब लादने के बाद हमने मफलर भी नहीं भूले, मफलर लपेटा, निकल गए शहर को। हाँ, अरे ये तो हमने अभी तक रखा हुआ है सर पे, ये भी हम ये तक कंटोप तक भी चढ़ा के गए थे, तो सर्दी लग जाए। चुनांचे हम थोड़ी दूर चले थे और साथ ही साथ हमने तुम्हारी दी हुई पान की गलोरी भी मुंह में दबा ली थी।
अरे मैंने कब तुम्हें गलोरी दी थी? मैं तो सुबह की नमाज पढ़ के सो गई थी, अपने आप बनाया होगा तुमने पान।
अरे बेगम, हम तुम्हारे हाथ के अलावा किसी का दिया पान नहीं खाते, न खुद बनाते हैं, और यहाँ पान वाला नहीं है कोई, हैं कि हम पान ला दें। तो मैं ये कह रहा था कि जब हमने पान खाया तो लगा कुछ उसमें चूना ज्यादा हो गया और तंबाकू भी कुछ ज्यादा हो गई थी। भाई हमारा सर चकराने लगा, हमसे रहा नहीं गया, हमने